Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ. We are talking to Philip Strand this afternoon. The evening for you, Philip. You're in England, man. So where exactly are you? Are you in England? Also, you're the lead singer of a band Normandie we're featuring. So where exactly are you at in England?
I am actually not in England. I'm
Or you're
sorry, I
not in
should
England?
have told you. I am in Stockholm, Sweden, where
Oh,
I
you're in
live.
Sweden.
So
Okay.
yeah, I am in Stockholm. But yeah, it's 7 p.m. and I am having just a very chill afternoon, preparing for our set in England later this summer, Reading and Leeds.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's sweet. I want to ask you about you told me it's pronounced Reading, so I want to make sure I got that right. So
Yeah,
nobody in
yeah.
Europe gets angry at me. But we've got the song called Blood in the Water, which you guys released a couple of weeks ago. I told you
Yeah.
all about the Artist Spotlight feature that we do here in the morning on QLZ. Can you talk to me about the message about this song? You know, it's a lot about hurt people, but I mean, there's a lot more. There's a lot more to it than just that. So I always like to get something that we can play for our listeners for it as well. But yeah, just chat about the song, tell me about the message behind Blood in the Water.
Yeah, so there's two sides of it. The actual storyline in the song is about a person who is constantly searching sort of for a fix to fix whatever is going on inside. So he's probably hurt in some way, and he's trying to find other people that he can hurt to make himself feel better. But the underlying message with the song is that uh, most of the time, hurt people have gone through something that made them the way they are. Like a lot of it could be bullying, it could be generational trauma, like alcoholism. It could be a lot of different things. Like for example, like I wasn't really bullied when I was a
Mhm.
kid, but I was Christian, and I remember being pushed into a bush once by this one guy. And my mom is really tough. She was like, "I'm gonna call his dad. Like, give me his name." And well, she had to pull it out of me. But I gave up the name. I was a rat. No, I gave up the name for the guy who pushed me, and she called his parents, which turned out to be foster parents, and they came to our doorstep, and he apologized to me, and it turned out that he was his birth parents were both alcoholists. Do you say alcoholists, or no? You say alcoholics.
Alcoholics. Yep.
Yeah. So I like when you understand the reasoning or the reason for that person being hurtful against you, it's way easier to forgive them. And that's the underlying message with this song, that hurt people basically. And like you shouldn't judge people on their actions all the time. You can also try to look deeper into what caused them to do this, or yeah. So that's the deeper message of it.
Mhm. So you guys tried to find some, a positive way to put a spin on this. Really taking the time and trying to find maybe more of a positive, maybe outcome to some of the stuff that
Yeah,
happens.
it's not super positive, but in
Yeah.
a way, I'm just trying to get into the head of the hurtful person, the one who has the original, like the trauma, and what is like in the current state of this person, what is that person doing in his life? And he's basically just looking for other people that feel like him, to make him feel less, I guess, less damaged in a sense,
Okay.
or yeah. So he's just trying to find other people who are as fucked up as he is, or as
Mhm.
beeped up as he is.
I told you we're recording, man. We're all good on the air, and if I play that part on the air, I've got I can censor it as well. Is that kind of why you guys obviously again, man, it's a it's a deep subject. It's a subject that can have a lot of negative connotation to it. But you watch the music video for the song. There's smiley faces all over the place. It looks like you guys are like in a '70s retro kind of setting with everything, almost like a Johnny
Yeah,
Carson kind of like talk show going on. So
very
did you
much
guys?
Johnny Carson.
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
guys want to make the video kind of more, maybe more positive? Try to make it lighter with such a a kind of a deep subject.
Yeah, so the idea with that song and the video is the song is so dreadful and so dark in both the sound and the lyrics, in some form and way, that we just wanted the music video to almost be sarcastic.
Mhm.
And the original idea was that the lead the lead person was going to be he was going to have bruises and upload like an introduction video to a dating site, and then start to date different people, and try to find someone who is as hurt as he is. But then yeah, we figured like I should be in the video, in some way or shape or form, and I didn't want to be the main character of it. Like I didn't want to be the hurtful slash hurt person.
Yeah.
So I stepped in as a as a Johnny Carson type figure instead.
Yeah.
And then the video is about these different people who has been in some way dating and in some way been friends or hurt each other in different ways. But they just to show a side of it where both of them has knives in their back. So it's not always a one person story. Like there's two sides of everything. So yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to do. They're all having knives in their backs. It's not just one person's fault, you know.
Yeah, and I know there's one scene where I think there's like 4 people and it's all smiling and there's knives right in the back of all of them.
We all try to cover up and look happy because nobody likes to see, you know, an Instagram feed of a really sad person. Everybody's just trying to keep face and be happy, but yeah, deep inside we're all pretty hurt in some way.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to new music, I know it's weird, man. We're a little more than 2/3 of the way done here with 2023. This year's kind of has flown by as they always seem to do. You know, we're living in a world where, you know, singles kind of rule things, but you still got bands that want to do full length records, bands that want to do EPs. I know you guys have a full length record out there. So kind of what do you guys want to do? Obviously, you know, Blood in the Water is the new single, but do you guys, what does it look like for music for you guys for the rest of the year? Kind of what your plan is and what you want to do?
Let's just say that this is the first one of many, and let's just I'm not gonna announce anything that I'm not allowed to talk about.
No, that's good.
No, but I'm gonna say that we are gonna release more music this year than we've done in a year previously. I think people will be happy, and we really dive, as we always do. We dive into different genres and try to push the limit of what rock music is, and I'm really, really stoked for people to stick around and hear what we try to accomplish on this journey forward. Let's just say that.
Awesome. I know one of the big things you got coming up, and you know, I asked you about it before I got rolling. Reading and Leeds, the festival taking place in England. It's I believe August 23rd through the 25th, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that
when you guys are playing, have you guys played that festival before? If not, man, kind of what's the vibe like to get to play such a massive festival?
Yeah, it's incredible. And we played that festival. I don't remember exactly when it was. I think it was 2019 maybe. So it's 4 years ago or something, or 5. I think it was 5 years ago. It was incredible. It was probably one of my top 3 shows playing Reading Festival that time, because we have a lot of our, like, the label and PR and everything is out of London. So it's our second home sort of, and Reading is the one closest to London. So it's always a good vibe there. But this time around, we got a really, really good slot. I think we're playing around 8 p.m., which will be amazing.
Awesome.
We have everything geared up. This new single is out, so people will hopefully be shouting that, you know, back to us. And we're looking at filming that song for a live performance of Blood in the Water as well. So we're super stoked, and we're always trying to make something that we haven't done before, and a live recording of that song will be really, really cool. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any technical difficulties on stage or anything that fucks up. But yeah, hopefully we can make that happen, and that will be out later this year as well.
Very cool. So a lot of music on the way. I know this festival's big for you guys. And Philip, man, before I let you go, one of the questions I ask every band, when I lived in Wisconsin, this was a feature that I used to do as a blog. I was asking bands about their favorite complete albums of all time. Your no skip records from start to finish. You put the album on and you're not skipping anything. So I've asked this to everybody from Daughtry to Jacoby Papa Roach. And you're next, man, your favorite no skip albums of all time, because I still love buying full length records, and I just love getting people's answers to this question.
I know While She Sleeps had an album called This Is the Six, and I bought that as a deluxe album, and I just love that back to front to back. And I also like Def Havana. They had an album, but I don't remember the name of it because it's like 16 words or something. It's a lot, but yeah. There's a good few albums out there. I think it's one of the most common mistakes today, though, with people releasing albums with 20-something songs, like Drake, not to put, well, I could trash Drake, he's big enough for it.
Yeah, and we don't play him here, so you're good.
There's going to be bad songs on there, at least for everybody to, I don't know. I think you have to look through the albums that you're making and making sure that you're not cutting songs just to make revenue. You have to make a full-length album for the sake of the album, and every song has to have a place in that album. And I think we've tried to do that more and more. I know we went from 25 songs down to 13, and then down to 10 on the last album we did. So yeah,
you got to keep people's attention spans are so much shorter now. I mean, it's kind of a shame because like my car still has a CD player in it, so I'll still buy a CD and listen to it, a couple times on through, because then second, third listen, you might find something that speaks to you a little bit differently. So that's why I love asking this question and getting people's answers. Everybody's a little bit different as well. I know like you guys have a different sound to you than some of the other bands that we've played, and that always reflects in these answers. It's always interesting. And Philip, where can people follow you guys? Follow Normandie on the socials. Again, like you said, you guys have
socials,
and it is spelled with an IE at the end, just so everybody knows if they're looking up
the
stuff.
French spelling, yeah. Spell it French for me. Speak
Okay.
French for me. Normandie. Yeah. For some reason.
Yeah.
It's a cool band name, and people keep asking us why we're called Normandie, and it's basically just a cool name. Sometimes that's the thing, like Metallica. What is it? I don't know. It's cool.
Just a cool name. I know when you guys got brought up to me, it was it's a band Normandie. I said, okay, how's it spelled? Is it spelled like how we see it over here for like World War II, D-Day invasion? Is it spelled the same? It's like, no, it's spelled a little bit differently. I'm like, all right, well, maybe we'll find out why it's spelled.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Awesome. We'll give the guys a follow on the socials, all that good stuff. Again, man, you guys got Reading and Leeds coming up, more music, live video as well. So, Philip, dude, I appreciate you taking the time, man, and chatting today.
Thank you so much for having me, Ryan.